Monday, February 23rd, 2025. My name's Bob, and I'm live here every single day at 9 a.m. Washington, D.C. time, where I bring you ideas and strategies to help you tackle your goals. Today, we're talking about how to tell if you're trapped in a career that's going nowhere. It's a big deal. I'm going to be shifting my content towards that topic so I can help free you from those careers and tackle some new challenges for you. So that's the topic: how to escape a career that's going nowhere. Listen, if you feel trapped in your career, if you feel trapped in your day job, no one's coming to rescue you. That's really the message. It's up to you. The goals, the skills that you have that may have been relevant 5 years ago, they're just not working anymore. The good news is you're not trapped. You can actually just plan an escape route, and that's what we're going to be talking today. I actually did just that. I left a company just last week, and I needed to plan an escape route. I felt like I just wasn't growing anymore. I felt like I had reached the level that I was going to, and I wasn't inspired. I wasn't challenged anymore. And that's some of the warning signs. So, what are those warning signs? What are the warning signs to tell if you're trapped in your career? Is that you're just not challenged. You're not feeling the growth opportunities anymore. You're not inspired. The increases that you're getting on an annual basis are struggling to keep up with inflation. In the early days of a career, when you're really showing your stuff and you're leaning in, the promotions and increases may be significant. And of course, you get excited about that. Who doesn't? I want to help you get more of those. But then they start to slow down. And it's at that moment that you have to look at yourself and say, okay, are my skills still relevant? Are my skills keeping up? In my instance, my skills were keeping up. I was super aggressively pushing in a new direction. And unfortunately, my company was not as aggressive as I would like. So it's a little different situation, but in your case, maybe that's the case. Maybe your company can't keep up with you. So your career may not be stagnant, but maybe your company's stagnant. So those are the warning signs we're looking for. The mindset shift that you have to think is, what are the warning signs? No, how can you decide to change it? Yes, for the first time at a 9 at 9, I'm just peeking at some notes because I want to get into these new topics. And it's just something that, like, I need to, instead of just winging these all the time, I'm actually going to start bringing some notes. But actually, I got distracted enough that I'm not even going to look at them anymore. So you have to have a different moves for themselves. Sometimes doubt makes you feel like you are just stuck at that career and that's where you belong and that's where you're going to stay, because fear and doubt get in the way of you updating your resume and even talking to people about what your opportunities are. Some people are legit afraid to talk about the fact that they feel stuck because maybe that's going to negatively impact their current day job. They hesitate to talk to their bosses about how to participate in new endeavors and try new things. It's surprising. Like, I had a team of 350 for a while. The 20% were pushing hard, speaking up and participating. 80% were just along for the ride. And it's just surprising the reasons for some of them. I actually had a lot of conversations with those that I felt like were holding back a little bit. And sometimes they just said they were worried that if they pushed too hard, if they participated too much, it could negatively impact where they were within the team. And I was just very confused. So it's definitely a mindset. Some people have a cultural challenge with pushing and growing and taking control, but it's up to you, really. Like, if you feel trapped in your day job, you absolutely have to start coming up with a bit of an escape plan, a bit of a move for you, and you don't have to do it radically. I'm not suggesting in any way that you should leave your day job today because you feel trapped. You actually just start having to build a roadmap. So what's the roadmap? If you feel a little trapped, you have to look at your skills, take a little inventory of your skills, and be honest about yourself. Are you in line with what's happening today around you? Are the skills that you have still as relevant as they were? Are the skills that you have so focused on that day job that you have that if you did try to move somewhere else, it wouldn't work? Like, the skills that you have currently are just so focused on that job you have, that others would think, that doesn't work for us. Like, you need to learn some new things. So the inventory of your skills is an honest place to focus on first. Yes, I don't like Drake, but I'm not going to get distracted by that. Definitely Team Lamar. So take an inventory of your skills. Tech skills are something that I want you to look at the most. Are you capable of participating in this data automation AI kind of stuff we're talking about? So lean into that. Like start looking at those technical skills and at least letting yourself know that they're not crazy hard. I talk a lot about the importance of understanding the big five: cloud, AI, data, automation. And I'm adding cyber to that because it's such a in-demand role. It's not an area that I focus on a ton personally, but those are the tech skills that you probably should dabble in a little bit. So that's the next part of your roadmap. Start looking at some skills that you can enhance your time, like, and start talking to the bosses where you work about how you want to use some of those in your day job. If there's resistance to using now tools, like, and I say now ideas, then you should really start working on your escape plan, because now your growth is limited, you're not inspired, you're not challenged, your increases aren't keeping up. Plus, the company is resistant to you actually participating in what I would say is the now economy. The future economy is those that can use those tools to and apply them to whatever is in front of them are going to be heavily rewarded in this now future economy. So if you don't have the opportunity to do that at your current company, you definitely have to start looking for ways to do it. So how could you do it? One way to practice with those skills and utilize them is to apply them to your hobbies, to your personal interests. What are you into? What do you like to do? Can you use AI, data, automation, et cetera, towards that hobby? Because now you're interested in that stuff, you're kind of passionate about it a little bit, and you want to practice with those skills. And who doesn't like using those skills towards a hobby? So what are you into? What do you like to do? And then how could you use those tools in that world? And I'm just talking basics, right? So now you're practicing using the tools and you're showcasing them in some capacity. Maybe you literally start to build something, a diet tracker if you're into fitness, a workout plan, again, if you're into fitness. Maybe you want to track just literally your sleep scores. Maybe you're, I don't know why I'm blanking, but whatever you're into, you can utilize AI, data, and automation. Maybe automate some part of your home life, right? So it's just practicing using these skills so that you can speak smartly about them. And then start reaching into your network, people around you, and letting them know how you're getting into using these tools, and just finding out who else around you is using them and that you want to start participating. So it's growing your network after you do the inventory skills and start practicing with them. So that's your roadmap to slowly get out of your day job. I do not want people to think I'm like telling you quit today because you're uninspired or you feel trapped. But if you do feel trapped in your career, you should take an inventory of your skills, then start using some new skills, right? If you know you're not relevant anymore, if you know you need to update, you must start using those skills in some capacity. So you're going to use it towards your hobbies, your personal life. And then lastly, you're going to start building a network, people around you. Who are you connected to? That's kind of thinking about the same kind of stuff. Start hanging out with them a little more and start shifting away from the people who are just content. Like the people who are just content around you and feel like this is forever, I'm telling you, it's a bad reality. Like the current job you have, if your skills aren't relevant and your company's not growing in a proper direction for what I'm saying is the now economy, the future, then you really do have to get an escape plan. You're going to be in a lot of trouble if you get complacent or if you remain complacent. Too often we get complacent, we get stuck there. I can't read that as quickly. Um, it's hard for me to read the long thing. Do you think most people just want simple control? Yes, of course. Yes. To answer your question, there are plenty of people that want comfortable lives and aren't ambitious and therefore focused on growing their careers. But the comfortable lives in 2025 are at risk of being far less comfortable if you don't think this way. The comfort that people are enjoying in jobs that are potentially stagnant, with companies and organizations that are potentially stagnant, I have a fear we'll be not comfortable in the future. So to answer your question, great question. Yes, plenty of people have that. I'm not saying you must be ambitious, you must be driven. I have people around me that don't think the way I do, that's fine. But if you're not driven, if you're not ambitious, if you're not taking a look at your skills, if you're not practicing using these new tools, when you're uncomfortable in the future, it's your fault. And that's the message I want to send, is that no one's coming to rescue you. We have to have personal responsibility. We have to be able to take control for ourselves. It would be frustrating if you are those that want comfort and don't realize that comfort is at risk, and then complain later if you're not comfortable, or worse. Worse is you get let go, your skills aren't relevant, you haven't done any practice with these things. You now want to find the same job that you had before, which was a stagnant job in a stagnant organization, or maybe a stagnant industry. Now we're even worse. Company's stagnant, industry is stagnant, your skills aren't relevant. Now you're effed, right? Like, so I definitely want to talk to people and grow a network here on YouTube and else and beyond, of people who want to lean in, who are driven, who want to learn these skills, who want better jobs, and want to be even more comfortable. So I love that question. What is your thoughts on a 4-day? Okay, this is good. Finally, some good interaction. I definitely think our future is less work. So when you use these tools and you start applying them to whatever you want to accomplish, you're going to discover that a small team working less can accomplish the same amount. So our future, in my opinion, is less work, comparable pay, and more free time. Like, that's where we're going. We're definitely going to a high leisure reality, but it's going to take us a bit. I'm not promoting companies going to a 35, 32-hour week now as a mandate, but companies that are doing it, good, because they're getting more done. Their team is happier because they have more free time. But during those 32 to 35 hours, you must be productive, right? Like, if you're productive and you're executing on the mission of the team and you're using these tools, honestly, you could work 20 hours, whatever it takes to get what's necessary done for your company to be profitable, successful, et cetera. I don't care how long you work at all. I've never been a hourly mandate kind of guy, because people that work for me, some of them, I call them quarters. They get it done in a quarter of the time. And like, I love them. Like, and I'm not going to make them work the whole day if they get it done in a quarter of the time. I actually try to get them to participate more, and they typically do. People who move that quickly are definitely going to stick around. All right. People have cleared out. I loved it. I went way long because we had a good conversation. Well, YouTube Live in this format is awesome. Some days I get no one. Yesterday I had 65 people. If you found me on YouTube Shorts, this is not random content. I'm putting it out every day. I'm live every single day at 9 a.m. Washington, D.C. time. And I have plenty of material coming out on my platform. Man, he's back. Or she is, sorry. Okay, I got to hop, but I love the question. I'm going to answer it real quick. Will they get paid for the difference in time? The people who do the work in a quarter of the time, yes, they get paid for the difference in time. I'm not going to not pay someone who works faster than someone else. Like, that's stupid. So you got to get rid of that hourly mind. Like, I'm definitely not an hourly person, because I want people to be effective in a proper amount of time. So they're going to get rewarded. In fact, I would imagine people who move quickly and execute on the task with proper tools will get even more rewarded, because with their production is way higher. Loved it. Please subscribe, because I want to engage with you a bit more. So no, that's the question. That's your name. So I love that too. So yeah, subscribe. Let's keep this going. My platform, it's called I Can't Hear You, but I started an organization called Operation GSD. It's about global skills development. The GSD part is global skills development, where I want you to learn about AI, analytics, automation, data, cloud, security, cybersecurity. That's the global skills development part. Once you have those skills, I want you to get shit done. So the Operation GSD is about a network of people who are going to execute on projects and get accomplishments and just get shit done all over the world. So thanks for joining. Definitely want to grow this community. This is our meeting spot. I'm here every single day, 9 a.m. DC time, going live. I've got other videos that I publish. Let's grow together every day. I'm signing off, heading to the gym. It's a beautiful Sunday. The weather's going to be better. I'm very excited. DC is finally breaking out of some really shitty cold weather. All right. Talk tomorrow. Actually, I'm old. Sonic or Mario. That's dating me. I'm going to say Mario because it's go back to my early days. All right. Checking out.